Welcome back to another episode. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, keep up to date with what I'm trying to put out to you guys and share with you all. So it's been a few days now since the CrossFit Games have ended. Just going to see where everyone's at, what's come out in the last couple of days, and just recap on what's been happening in the CrossFit space. So we've just seen Tia-Clair Toomey throw out the first pitch at a baseball game whilst on break after the CrossFit Games. So it was a match between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers. So, and pretty good throw actually. So she got it all the way from the pitcher's mound right through to the catcher. And yeah, maybe she might be a baseballer in the future. Who knows? After CrossFit, anything's possible for Tia. And I'm sure that if Tia actually took up sport like she has with the bobsledding, for example, and she's actually said that she's going to try and get onto the Olympic team for the Winter Olympics. So I think that if Tia sets her mind to anything in the future, it is going to be possible. So Kristin Halter, she came fourth on the women's side. She has just announced that it will be her last dance, meaning that that the 2021 CrossFit Games was her last CrossFit Games that she is going to be competing in. She has now officially retired from CrossFit, and I'll be interested to see what she does in the next few years. She said that it's not over. However, what does that mean? Does she mean she's only going to retire from the CrossFit Games as an individual? Will she look at going teams? Will she look at going masters later on? So that's pretty exciting to look forward to from her. So we've also seen that Cara Saunders is back in Aussie land. She's in hotel quarantine. She also posted a photo of her holding up a coffee, okay? And she said that it's very long awaited. So while she was in America, she had like a bit of anxiety and stuff. So she actually didn't drink any coffee while she was over there. So she said she had to wait 2 hours for her coffee to get delivered to her in hotel quarantine. However, obviously it was worth it. And you know what? Coffee in Australia. Beautiful coffee in Australia. So I highly suggest that it is probably a great coffee and perfect way to start her 14 days in isolation hotel quarantine. Now we've actually seen a whole heap of Aussie athletes. They have segregated in Vegas. So it's like Aussie athletes gone wild in Vegas at the moment. We've got James Newbury, Calm Porter, Jay Crouch, Maddie Sturt and Ellie Turner. They are all over in Vegas celebrating after the CrossFit Games. So obviously James Newbury and Calm Porter are part of the demo team, and Jay Crouch, Ellie Turner, they both competed. And Maddie Sturt, whilst she just missed out from the last chance qualifier, she was there as Jay Crouch's support person whilst at the CrossFit Games. So just seen that Laura Clifton and the members from Team Aussies are out exploring in America. They've been going hiking, doing some cool fun stuff, which is awesome to see. At least they're getting a little bit of sightseeing and stuff going on, especially because those guys are from Melbourne. Victoria is just constantly in lockdown. It's actually just gone into a 6th lockdown, which means the gyms are closed again, which is very frustrating. So, I mean, for them to have a little bit of a break before coming back and being stuck in hotel quarantine for 14 days, and then knowing Victoria again will go into lockdown again when they get out anyway. So I'm glad to see that they're enjoying their time whilst on and away from Australia at the moment. So Baden Brown is also in hotel quarantine here. So obviously recently he had a baby, well, his wife had a baby, and he is a new dad, and I'm sure that he is definitely missing his family. He's been away from them for a little bit, and the sacrifices that these athletes have to make, so like Cara, Royce, Baden, they all have left loved ones behind to go over to the CrossFit Games. So definitely be exciting times for them when they get out of hotel quarantine and back with their families. Royce Dunn, he is back at CrossFit Mayhem. So he's been saying goodbye to everyone whilst he's in Cookville, and he's about to head back to Australia. He too will also go into 14 days of hotel quarantine when he gets back to Australia. Now, Caitlin and Johan Van Zyl, they're off doing almost like another CrossFit Games. Now, in saying that, they're not doing the CrossFit Games, but they're doing a parenting style of CrossFit Games. They're tackling Disneyland with their 2 kids. Okay, so we've seen in pictures and stuff, they're like dragging their kids around all of Disneyland, and it's super hot. So from what I've seen on their posts and stuff, temperatures are super high, and they're waiting in lines for quite a while to go onto these rides with their kids. So in saying that, they're doing another sort of CrossFit Games, but it's the family version of the CrossFit Games, tackling all the lines at Disneyland. So Brooke Wells has recently just posted an image of herself leaving Madison. So she has her arm in a sling. So obviously during that max snatch lift, as I mentioned in the previous vlog, she dislocated her elbow, which caused her to have to medically withdraw from the event, from the rest of the CrossFit Games. And she said that while she's leaving the Madison in a different mindset this time, all the emotions are quite raw and stuff. I'm sure that after she figures out what's going on with her elbow, she gets treatment for it and stuff, it's going to be a different year for her leading up, having to do all of her rehab and that. And then I'm 100% certain that she'll definitely come back stronger than ever. I think that when people get injuries in that very moment, so especially like I'm not an elite athlete or anything, but I have had a major injury, and in that moment everything seems like you've got nothing positive to look forward to, because all you can focus on is that negative of that injury. However, having an injury, especially a severe one, really teaches you about the little things that you take for granted before. But when you get everything back, or they come back better and stronger, you realize that those little things that you were taking for granted they're just amazing things to think of. And you never take those things for granted again, like being able to move freely and able-bodied and be able to perform at your best, especially, they're definitely things that you shouldn't take for granted. So I definitely think that Brooke Wells will come back from this a stronger, fitter version of herself and ready to go in next year, ready to compete with the best of them. So that's all I've got for you guys today. As I said before, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, stay up to date with what I'm trying to put out to you guys. And thanks for following the channel. Thanks.
Everybody